Hello, good morning. My name is Dedi Muhammad and I will be your lecturer for the subject called Communication Theory. It's been really nice to see you guys, and then I hope that all of you can learn about this topic is because this is a very interesting topic, very interesting subjects, and then later on you will see how this subject will be used for you, which can be used later on your thesis or non-thesis project at the end of your study time here in London School of Public Relations, Jakarta. Okay, so I think that's it as the short introduction from me. I just straightforward go to the subject, which is that I've told you before. The subject is communication theory. Actually, this subject is a continuous subject from the previous subject that you've learned in last semester, which is called communication science. Because you will learn about how the communication can be put into science, and also at this semester, at this subject, you will see how the communication can be put into more specific theories and into more specific contexts. The context that the things that we also will be learned this semester or in this subject in this session. Okay, so back again, this is communication science. For this subject, I have a recommendation for you for the book that you can use, that you might use. Is a book called Introducing Communication Theory, Analysis and Application, which is written by Richard L. West and Lynn H. Turner. So you can find that book in the marketplace or online marketplace, and there are also two versions of the book. The original one is, yes, of course, is in English, but you also can buy the Bahasa Indonesia version that is published by Indonesian publisher. But I do recommend you to buy the original version. This is one book that can be easily found in the marketplace or in the online marketplace or the bookstores that nearest to your place. Okay, so then again, the book called Introducing Communication Theory, Analysis and Application, which is written by Richard L. West and Lynn H. Turner. Okay, and then because all the materials and all the theories that we will discuss is available in that book, so you won't be have any trouble to find the details about the theory, because what we have here is just a short explanation and also a short and simple PowerPoint, but because we believe that you as a student can read more detail about this in the book. Okay, so back again to the subject. We before we start anything from this subject, I just want to recall one important thing from the communication science that you've been learned in last semester, is that communication consists with 5 major elements. This is something that you need to identify later when you need to select one moment or one phenomenon, and then you as a student will be asked to identify which elements that can be seen in that specific moments or phenomenon. Okay, those 5 elements are environment and social, process, symbols, and meaning. So these 5 are something that you can try to identify in each moment or each phenomenon that you think that become as a communication process. Okay, let me take an example here. So later on, if you see the my PowerPoint, you will see a picture that can tell you that taken from a specific moment of presidential candidate debate uh, to take us to the presidential election that will happen this year, 2019. So this presidential debate is moments where you surely can see there are a communication process that happen in that moment. So from this moment, you need to identify how those 5 elements can be seen in this moment. So first one, for example, is the environment that you can see as a very specific environment because it's held in one specific place, and then which be attended by the audience, and there are also some supporters from each candidate, and also the panelists that will have like question and answers to the candidates. So the environment is very specific and discuss about each candidate's vision and mission and how they seeing things as if they become the president and vice president later on. That's the environment. And then about the social elements, the second elements, this is another thing that you also need to be identified, because if we talking about the social, it's something that how you can see the process or how it can be impact to our life. So for example, the social is if you watch this debate, this presidential debate, it might affect your choice to a specific candidate. Maybe you you can have the second opinion about the candidate that you choose before, or you can suddenly just change your choice to the different candidate because of the communication process that you see happen in the moment. And then the next element is the process. So this communication process that happen in this moment is when KPU as operator or as the moderator for this event invite these two candidates, and then they held this debate, and this also broadcast to the nationwide. So if you cannot join this debate on its place, you can also see this in your television. So that's the communication process. This is also something that you can see as when you see this sender and the message itself and the receiver and the feedback. Those are the things that you learn as the communication models in the communication science. And then symbols as another elements. Symbols is something that you can see from the outfit, for example, like the colors or the type of outfit that you can see as represent something. So that is the symbol of as the element in the communication. We see symbols that we think can represent something. And then the last element is the meaning. So for you specifically, what is the meaning of this presidential debate? Is it something that really important to you because you will take your decision you will take your choice based on this debate, because you want to see whether the specific candidates can have their vision and mission, and then how they can try to solve the problems and some of the things that maybe it is very important for you. So the meaning of the debate is also something that very important, especially for us as the receiver. So that's how you see there are 5 elements of this communication that you can identify in each communication activity. Okay, and then I will goes to another topic, which is still can be seen as something that really important in this introduction session to the communication theory. That there are 7 contexts in the communication field. This is another thing that also important for you, because later on you will have like I think it's 13 or 14 theories that we will discuss in each session, and then from each of them you will also need to be understand how you put those theory into this specific context. So I will tell you now that are the 7 contexts in the communication field. First one is the intrapersonal communication, when you do the communication to yourself, and then there are interpersonal communication, when you do your communication with someone else. It is very recommend to do the face-to-face communication for this. Later on you will learn, but I also think that you also learn how important the face-to-face communication in the communication science. And then the third context is the small group, when you have when you see the communication happen in the small group of people. Some books mention that the limit of this small group is 20 to 30%. Okay, and then the next one is the organizational. Organizational is communication within and among large and extended environment. So this is something that you can see happen in an company or a big organization like a campus or a company. Yes, something that extended the environment. So it means that like company, multinational company that like Starbucks or McDonald's, for example, that the headquarters is in USA, United States of America, but they have their branches is almost in every country. So this is something that later on you will learn in the organizational communication. And then there are public communication. This is a communication to a large group of listener or the audience. That something about public speaking also discussed in this topic. And then the next one is mass communication or media communication. This is a communication to a very large audience through mediated forms. So the difference between public communication is the audience is more large in this mass media communication. So that's why when talk about this context, we will identify that there are media as mediated forms that been used in this type of communication process. And then the last one is cultural. Cultural is communication between and among members of different culture. So you've been through this a lot in your campus, in your organization, or in your office when you met your friends from different kind of cultures. This is again is another important topic that important and also interesting, because as you know that we are in Indonesia, we have so many different cultures, and this is also very interesting to discuss later. Okay, and then yes, what is the most important thing about talking of this theory is, like I also quote from the writer of the book, Weiss and Turner, as you learn the theory, you also learn to apply the theory to your own life, recognizing the research potential of the theory and understanding how a particular theory evolve. So this is the objective of learning this subject, because you learn the theory, you know the important things, the assumptions, and the elements or the key concept of the theory. But another interesting point is how you also learn to apply those in the own life or in the real facts. So because almost each facts or moments, like I mentioned before, like the presidential candidate debate, is also something that we can relate to one of the communication theory. So that is the main objective of having this subject. And then later on, that I also mentioned before, that you also need to learn about this subject, because this is something that also been used in your thesis later on at the end of your study time here in LSPR. Because when you write your thesis or non-thesis, you will be asked to put at least one specific communication theory to support your phenomenon, and then also become a measurement object to see how the effectiveness or how the other things that you will want to measure in your research. Because you will learn about the research process later when you see the scientific method, and then you also learn what is the deductive and inductive, and also the operationalized is like how you making an abstract idea measurable and observable. So it's about how to put the theories as your abstract ideas become measurable and observable. So that is the thing that I can tell you as a part of this learning communication theory. I might also explain about some theories that you will learn. So you will learn about at least 13 theories that, for example, in intrapersonal communication, you will learn about symbolic interaction and cognitive dissonance. And then in interpersonal communication, you will learn about uncertainty reduction, social information processing theories. Small group, you will learn about groupthink. And organization communication, you will learn about organizational culture and organizational information theory. And then in public, you will learn about this interesting theory, rhetoric and dramatism. And in media communication, you will learn about cultural studies and media ecology. And in cultural communication, you will learn about phase negotiation and muted group theory. So those are the things that I will put in my PowerPoint presentation, and you will also get the material for each theories. But as I recommend before, you might see this the detail of explanation of each theory in the book. So that is something that I really recommend for you to buy the book and to see that there are more details and more example about each theory. Well, I think that's it from me for now for this introduction session of the subject communication theory. It's been really nice to see you, and if you have things that like questions and or some other things that as input or information from me, just feel free to send me an email, so we can also have a discussion out of this systems, because you might send me questions through the email and I will try to answer your emails. Okay, I think that's it from me for this first introduction session. Thank you very much. I'll see you again in the next session. My name is Teddy Muharman. Thank you.